Hey whiskey sippers, let's talk about maybe some whiskey that's going on right now. Texas whiskey, it's a thing. Right now it's a big thing. It is the cat's meow of whiskey. You can hardly turn on a whiskey channel and it not be Texas whiskey, Texas whiskey, Texas whiskey, Texas whiskey, Texas whiskey. Sorry. So, me being a very small channel, I think when I checked just a minute ago, I have 84 subscribers. Thanks every one of you for that. But evidently it's time for Texas, so I'm going to go with not Texas whiskey. Fiddler, Unison from ASW out of Atlanta, Georgia. Because obviously Texas is the popular thing, so I don't want to be the popular thing, so I'm going to do something else. Anyway, so it is a 45%. So Fiddler has something to do with the name of their master distiller. He's a fiddle player as well. Evidently a rather accomplished one. So, and this is a blend, full disclosure. It does say that on the back of the label. It is very small and hard for me to read even with my young man eyes. So it does say that it's a high wheat and high malt. So evidently it's a blend of two. The high wheat is sourced. That is disclosed on the back of the label. It does say that it is distilled in Georgia and Indiana. So let's face it, that sourced high wheat is going to be MGP. No problem, no worries there as far as I'm concerned. The high malt, they do themselves. So without further ado, alright, well, I've had this, I bought this $35 on January 29th of 2019. I've been through a bit of it. So I'm here at filming in Nebraska. I can't get this in Nebraska, but I can get this when I go home to Tennessee, which I'm about to do, and find another bottle or more of this. I have had more than just this. I have had one other, get my thing going here. I can't see how much I'm pouring. That's good. Get her cap back up here. Alright, so what else can I tell you? Oh, so ASW evidently means American Spirit Works. They're in Atlanta. I think I read that they founded in 2016. I'll verify that. If it's wrong, I'll correct that. So high wheat, high malt. This really drinks like a wheater, but I have discovered one thing about it. I'll share that in a bit. So at 45%, I mean, it's fair enough. That's not it's not barrel proof. It doesn't have to be. There is a caramely, toffee sort of sweetness to this. There's some I don't want to say just dark fruit. It's like a mix, almost like a fruit cocktail, if you will, of sweetness in here with this. But as you have all heard me say, I don't buy it to smell it, I buy it to drink it. So let's get in here after a taste. This is so friendly, and I don't mean in a bad way. Some people would say friendly or smooth or something like that, and you know, make that a derogatory comment. You know you're drinking an alcoholic beverage. There's a good balance of barrel note and sweetness to this that I find rather pleasant. So there's some things that I know that I like in bourbon, and that are the two things that I like. I like some barrel note and I like some sweetness. I also like maltiness. And being a high malt, you go, where's the maltiness? Well, right out of the glass or the bottle at room temperature, that sort of, that wheat part overrides the maltiness. But I discovered this a night or three ago. If you warm this up in your hands for a few minutes, and it takes a few minutes. I mean, so My house is not exactly hot. It's not, you can't hang meat in here, but it's right around that 69, 70 degree mark. So when you drink this, it does feel a little cool to the mouth. But if you can get this up here a little closer to body temperature, I have not actually shot it with a laser beam thermometer to see how warm it gets. But if you warm this in your hands a bit, and I may have to cut this and I can either cut it or I can fake it. I ain't gonna fake it. So if you warm this up a bit, then you still get the sweetness. It may crank up, do I want to say, it also drinks like it's a little higher ABV when this happens. I don't want to say it turns up the harshness, but you do get a little more of that alcohol effect. But it also brings on a malty finish that is absolutely wonderful. Well done, ASW. Oh, and when I looked, I don't think anybody else has reviewed this. There are a few videos from the distillery. Nobody's reviewed this. You're missing out, boys. You're missing out. I doubt this has been long enough to be warmed up, so I may stop this. I'm going to have a sip. And then we'll talk about it some more. But, so well, you know what, while I'm warming this up, while I'm attempting to warm this up, I know they have they have more than a couple other expressions, but the one expression that I've had, that I have a bottle of, I just don't have it with me, is and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing this, I have heard it pronounced Ameriganache. It is a single malt, if I remember correctly. I don't have, once again, I don't have the label in front of me. But I think their webpage said it rhymed with Harry Connick, so maybe we're saying this wrong. Anyway, another fantabulous dram there. They do make a rye, I think some kind of double rye. I'm not a rye drinker, so I don't hold that against them. I know they make a clear white dog, I think, some sort of spirit. And I think I saw something about a brandy. I don't know. Let's give this a sip, see if I've got it warmed up enough. I could pop it in the microwave. So, right there at the very beginning of it, you still get the sweetness. It does. Now some of the maltiness does take over some of the sweetness. So initially when it's a little cool, not chilled, but when it's at room temperature, it's kind of all sweet, less like a very nice wheater should be. You don't get any of that malty in the finish. But when you warm it up a bit, you still get the sweetness. It doesn't go quite as big as it is when it's a little cooler. And then that maltiness comes in, and that way I get all three things that I like in a bourbon. I get some barrel notes, I get some sweetness, and I get some maltiness. And you don't get that much in bourbon because most of it doesn't have any, if any, malt in it at all. So I've done this on other things. This does work on other things. Not always to the good. Give it a try. If you've done it, if you think I'm crazy, drop a comment. I could be crazy. That's possible. So I guess I can't tell how long this has been going. I don't think I got anything else I need to say. Thanks for all the YouTube stuff. What do you think of my new logo? Because this will be the first video that I've used it in. So yay, nay, don't care. Either way. Here's from the, I could come up with something fancy. Hickory dickory dock. Man, does this whiskey rock. I'm on dram 3, feeling nice and free. Hickory dickory dock. Yeah. Alright. That's it. Oh man. I'm telling you. do this to your whiskey. Try that. You may find flavors that you didn't know were there that you really, really like. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for taking part of your day to spend with me and watch me ramble on about not Texas whiskey. Not Texas whiskey. Whiskey. If you find it, I know it's in Tennessee. Can't imagine it's not in Georgia. Yeah, their stuff is on point. Go for it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Nope, I think that's it. I'm out. Cheers. Cilantro. Maybe waka 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 waka. There you go. On dram 3.